Hi, this is Chiquita Tillman, and I just wanted to go over some questions that I've been receiving lately in regards to victims of sex trafficking. And a couple of the questions were, why don't they just run away? Why don't they reach out to the police officers or flag them down when they see them? And my response to that is, it's not that simple. It really isn't. This is not TV, this is real life. And believe it or not, it's not that simple. Again, I am a survivor of that, so I know all too well what comes along with trying to reach out to law enforcement. A lot of them are involved with sex trafficking or protecting those who are involved in sex trafficking. And uh, case in point, recently we had a an assistant district attorney that was arrested in connection with the prostitution ring, which happened to be taking place right near a police station. So these types of people, law enforcement, judges, attorneys, they are helping to build, some of them, I'm not saying all of them, are helping to build this criminal enterprise by partaking in this criminal act, violating these women, girls, boys. And so then the victims are looking as to, well, who can I trust? They don't know if they flag down someone that they'll actually help them. I mean, I've done it and I didn't get the help. So the trust is broken. And that is the reason why some are fearful of reaching out when they see police officers because they don't know if they can trust them or not. But it also makes it very difficult for the law enforcement that are good, that are out there to help. You know, it's difficult for them to reach the victims because the trust is broken. So that is the response to, one of the questions in regards to why they don't reach out to law enforcement, why they don't run away is because a lot of them, they are being watched closely and a lot of them don't have anywhere to run to, which is why so many of us are trying to bring awareness to this, and so many safe houses are being made available for victims to be able to go to seek help. So trust me, this thing is really really huge. It's awful, but it's huge, and I myself personally am really really trying to bring as much awareness to this issue as I can. Also, another question that I received was, um, what happens to the victims once they are, you know, rescued, or they do get to run away, or they get out. And my response to that is, a lot of them, if they don't receive help, they will end up. A lot of them have ended up committing suicide, becoming drug addicts, um, continuing in the lifestyle because that's all they know, and because they can't cope. It's a lot of mental anguish, psychological damage that comes along with being a victim of sex trafficking. When you are being violated repeatedly, all day, every day, and you're being physically abused, sexually abused, you're being told, how to act, how to perform, how to work, how to eat, when to eat, what to say, what not to say, it breaks you. It breaks your spirit. It breaks you mentally. And so my advice to anyone who's even remotely trying to help anybody get out of sex trafficking, get them counseling immediately, because they're going to need to be able to release all of that that's being held within, So it's not to choose drugs or alcohol to try and numb the pain. They need to talk it out. They need to get it out. They need to know that it's not their fault. They need to know that, it's not their responsibility of what, took place or what happened to them. A lot of them, they're being forced into this lifestyle. They have no choice. They need to know that it's not their fault. They need to know, that someone does care about them. Counseling, definitely. Prayer, definitely. But if they don't get it, trust me, they will suffer a lot of mental anguish, a lot of mental things. I mean, like thoughts. They would repeatedly think about the things that they endured, and they can't escape that bondage. So even though they've been released physically from the bondage, mentally they're still bound. Mentally, they're still bound. Emotionally, they're still bound. And they have to have an avenue to become free from that. And it takes counseling, it takes love, it takes support. And if they don't get that, they grow up to be damaged adults if they're children. Adults that are forced into that lifestyle, and they come out either looking for ways to numb the pain, or they come out fighting like me, because I'm a fighter. But trust me, everybody's not like me. I mean, it took me years. I mean, I went through the mental anguish. I went through the suicidal thoughts and the depression and the anger and, the self pity and you go through a range of emotions. You go through a range of psychological thoughts. I mean, that just your mind is really not there. And so I advise anyone who's made it out to get counseling if you have not. And if you are helping those get out, please get them somewhere where they can get counseling, those who will support them, those who will love them, those who will encourage them to be better, productive human beings, because they are. That lifestyle does not define who they are. And trust me, it's so many of us that want to help, that want to reach as many victims as we can. Because sex trafficking it's a multi-billion-dollar industry off of slavery, basically. So if you see anyone or a potential victim, or someone who is a victim and they want out, please direct them to the human trafficking hotline, which is 888-373-7888. Please. I'm reaching out to senators, to government officials, to nonprofit organizations, everybody and anybody I can, to see if I can be of any assistance in helping these victims. And please help as much as you can. God bless you.